Hi, Angela here. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here today, I hope you'll subscribe. Hope y'all enjoyed your Labor Day. Now we'd like to turn our drab jelly prints into fab jelly prints in today's video. Okay, let's get started turning these not so fabulous prints into something more fabulous. I think we'll start with this one. And I think we're gonna do some stamps on this. So let me use my brayer here. And I'm using my 6-inch gel plate just to smooth out the paint to use on my stamp. So I can add a little more white paint here. Okay. And we're just going to press our stamp down all over, just creating more interest in the page. See, we now have more interest to look at on this page. So we'll set that aside and let that one dry while we work on our next one, which I think we are going to use some black ink and our stencil, and we're just going to come in and hold your stencil in one spot and just brush on your ink. Just making this boring jelly print more interesting. When you get those jelly prints that, you put aside to a later date because you're not happy with them, you just think they need a little more something, then one of these days you pull them all out. Well, this is the stuff you can do to create more interest on those pages. I'm just using a little blending brush and just rubbing the ink into all the squares. Well, they're not squares, all the little spots. You can put your ink heavier in spots if you like, lighter in spots. It's entirely your preference. And see, now we have a much more interesting print. You can see from the top to the bottom how much more interest we've created. Then we can come in with little stamps. And we can just put little stamps throughout. You can even do some on the parts you've already done. Now see, we have more texture, not so plain and boring anymore. And I'm just using a little wooden stamp that was bought on Amazon. Okay, now I'm gonna take and clean the wet paint off my plate, so when we start fresh. Now I think I'm gonna go back to this one. I think this one needs a little something. So I think we're gonna come in with some silver paint. We're gonna just put a little silver plate on either your palette or your little gel plate. Smooth that out. And I'm gonna come in with another stamp, adding more and more layers. I think we're also gonna go in here with some copper. Let's get some copper on here. Layer off my get our stamp all paint. And just put some more marks down. Just creating more layers of texture. Again, took it from plain to more interesting. Now I think we'll move on to this sheet. Let me clean my brayer off on my brayer off sheet. And again, I'm gonna come in and clean my plate. For this one, I'm thinking it's so dark, I think we need to go lighter. And I'm thinking maybe we should go with a yellow ochre. I got this little bee and a paintbrush here. And I'm just gonna dab my paintbrush and I'm just gonna do the bee part of the stencil. On this one, I think I'll do the whole part of the stencil. I'm just dabbing the paint in, filling my stencil. Now where it still seems quite dark, I'll probably outline that with my Posca markers. Or I could even come in with some white and lighten up other areas. We'll just lay down a stencil. Now I didn't clean my brush, so I'm kind of mixing my paint, but getting a lighter color. And see, we have more interest on the plate. I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna turn a fan on that one so it can dry. so we can go through with the Posca markers. Now we have this one here, and I'm thinking this one I want to take and I don't know how well this is going to show, but we're just experimenting, so we're going to come in with some purple ink. And I got my smaller brush. I'm going to see how this goes. Again, it's all experimenting, all just having fun with the jelly prints, creating more depth and dimension in them, more interest. See, it's not quite coming out as bright as I'd like it to, so let's try a different color. Let's go in with some silver. Maybe the silver will show. I mean, you can see the other, but I want it really to be noticeable. Yeah, see, I like the silver much better than the purple. And now I think we're going to come in with a Posca marker. Grab our black Posca marker. And I think we're just going to outline our little silver we just put on there. I might not outline it all because, again, this is all going to be used in collage, so pieces will be ripped out, and I kind of like just the plain silver, so I will probably leave some and just do part of it. But see, again, creating another look. I might even come in and just do some random scribbling. I'm not even looking at the page as I go. I think we'll go through with the gold and do some more. Maybe outline our purple with some gold. Maybe a little scribbling. Sometimes I'll even take and go with my left hand. See, now I think that is a much improvement and will look so nice in a collage. Now I'm going to come back to my little bees here, and I think I'm going to outline them in white. Let me put something on this to pick up all this paint. See, now my bee stands out more and has much more character. Okay, in areas where I haven't done, I can just come and throw any little design in here. You can make random circles. Much more interesting than the plain boring gel print we started with. Okay, now we're going to move on to, I have this blue one. And what I'm thinking with this blue one is, I think we're going to add some violet. And we're just going to start with this little stamp. Maybe add a little more of my purple paint. Okay, and now I'm going to set that one off to the side, and I'm going to come back to this one. And this one, I think, I've got these, they're French stencils, so it's French writing. And when you're using writing, be sure to put it down the opposite direction. I'm going to take some black paint, get it on my brush. Hold my stencil still and carefully dab over the writing. Being sure to hold the stencil still. You could tape down your stencil with painter's tape. To make sure you don't move it, so you get some clear writing. I'm just going to continue to dab across that till it's all filled in. Let me hold it so you can see. And there we have much more interesting design on our paper. let's just grab another stencil because we can keep layering. You can layer however many layers you feel you'd like. And if you don't like it, you can always throw a white over top and start over. Okay, I think I'm gonna grab a clean brush. Let me grab a clean brush and I'll come in with some purple and a different stencil. Let me put more purple paint out here. Get my violet out. And just go through and hold your stencil still. I mean, you can brush it over. I prefer the dabbing method. And just continue till you've filled in however much you want to leave to have filled in. I mean, you could do you use your stencil on the whole page, or you can do sections like I have. I'm doing sections to demonstrate, and because I do tear them for collage. Let's see, you end up with a much more textured design. Now I'm going to take this one and I'm going to find my brush for my ink. What did I do with that? Right here. And I'm going to come in with my ink. And I might try some different color inks. I have these little inks that, you know, they're not the best. But I don't know if the yellow will show, but let's try it. What the heck? Let's try it. You never know unless you try. So I'm going to hold my stencil down. Oh yes, it will show. And of course I didn't clean my brush in between, so I am picking up a little of the other colors, making it a little darker. But just for the purpose of the video, this works. Just do this one little section up here, just so you can see how it transforms it from plain to interesting. Okay, and that's what we're left with. Okay, now I think I'm going to come in with my gold Posca marker and maybe just do some swirlies. Just do some swirlies. Maybe add some white to my swirlies. see, again, creating much more interest. I even think I'm going to come in with the black. Oh, that's the gold. There's the black. Come in with my black and just do a little scribble through. Just anything to draw your eye back in. Okay, and that I think is going to conclude today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe and come back again tomorrow and we'll see what we've got for tomorrow's video. All right, thank you. Goodbye.